Don't Give Up the Sheep unlocked such a powerful memory in me that I had completely forgotten about. And for that reason, this cartoon holds a special place in my heart, even though I think this may be the first time I've ever seen it. And I will explain what I mean by that. I'm not going to give any spoilers though, so if you haven't seen this, that's absolutely fine. I do recommend you watch it. This is a 1953 Looney Tunes cartoon directed by Chuck Jones. And this stars two characters, Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog, and it is the appearance of these two characters that triggered this memory. So basically, very long story short, when I was younger, maybe 8 or 9, I bought a PlayStation magazine and it came with a demo disc for a game that in my memory was a Wile E. Coyote game. And the reason in my memory was Wile E. Coyote is because Ralph Wolf really looks a lot like Wile E. Coyote. But in watching this cartoon, it actually unlocked this memory in more detail. And I realise now that this game was actually Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog. If anybody knows the title of that game, please let me know. I'd love to track it down and watch some gameplay on YouTube. I'm sure I can find it quite easily. But straight away, even though I'd never seen this cartoon before, it brought back so many memories. So for that reason, I realise that my opinion might be a little bit biased because instantly I have this really strong nostalgia and appreciation for the cartoon for unlocking that memory. But basically, Sam Sheepdog clocks into work, which I thought was hilarious, absolutely love it. Ralph Wolf convinces him that it's lunchtime and then the day is over, and Ralph Wolf is going to try and steal the sheep. Will Sam Sheepdog be able to stop him? I won't say what happens, of course, but I really like it, and it worked very well, and I think there are various reasons why it worked. There are a lot of visual gags, which come across quite well. They're very effective. Usually I prefer dialogue. I prefer humour to come from dialogue. It's just a personal preference. But actually the visual humour in this did work very well. I love the design of Sam Sheepdog. I think he looks brilliant. There's at least one other sheepdog in this, and I kind of like the subtle differences in their designs. Ralph Wolf, I can still only see as the coyote, to be perfectly honest. They do look so similar, and I don't know exactly why. I think a change in their face and their ears might have been beneficial because I'm struggling to separate them in my mind, but of course they are two separate characters. I didn't really feel emotional about the sheep. I wasn't that concerned about the sheep, although I remember in the PlayStation game there were a lot of sheep involved. Um, and I like the design of the sheep. They do look like soft, fluffy clouds, very classic, traditional drawing. That works very well. And I think the narrative flowed very well. Everything was very effective. There was nothing that stood out to me as being something that I would have wanted to be done differently, or anything that I think should have been done another way. I really like Don't Give Up the Sheep. I'm not familiar with Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog. I've watched several hundred Warner Brothers cartoons over the last few months, maybe just shy of that. And this is the first of their cartoons that I've come across. I believe there are 7 or 8 that they're in, so I'm looking forward to seeing what else they've done, and indeed see if they unlock any more memories, because that was just really unexpected. And I really thoroughly enjoyed that PlayStation demo. I never completed it, for what it's worth. I was really bad at it. I think I kept falling off of a cliff, if I remember rightly. But either way, Don't Give Up the Sheep is, for me, a powerful memory that I didn't know I had. And a pretty interesting cartoon that I'd say is pretty exemplary of what you can expect from Warner Brothers, and one that I obviously am happy to recommend.